Hi there, this is Granddad Got Mojo, and this is a tutorial on how to set up a standalone instrument inside of Sansar that I'll be selling through the Sansar Store. So in the store, we'll go ahead and go to find a piano. Mine is one of many, but it's the only one that's playable. The grand piano playable. You would select it, and then since this is mine, you could log in to buy it. And then, of course, it gets put in your inventory. So assuming you've done that, there's a couple of important things in this web page you should take note of. First is a supporting samples and scripts. Rather than put them in the store, I put them out in Dropbox because just there are so many for each instrument. And then there's also a link to my wiki explaining how to use the instrument, how to set it up, basically going through the same process I will be here and so on. So, taking a look at it, let's go look to see, assuming I bought it and it's in my inventory. So I would find it, the model in my inventory, and it's a grand piano. So as you can tell, I have a lot in my inventory. And there's a grand piano. And I would just normally place that here, put it where you want it. Okay, right now it's just a 3D model, just like any other 3D model, and nothing special about it. It's a pretty good looking piano, but now I'm going to go ahead and make it playable. So the first thing you do to make it playable is create a trigger volume. So go to System, Inventory, put a trigger volume up there. Put a trigger volume up there. Okay, and place it where you want it in comparison to the piano. So I want it right about where the piano bench is. Now that means when somebody walks into this space, it'll become a playable piano after I add my scripts. So inside of the trigger volume, I want to add a script. So add a script. Now, what scripts to add? Well, that's what this second part of the listing was for. So if I go back to here, the supporting samples and scripts, you're in a Dropbox account. So if you go look at the Dropbox, you can just say go to, and we'll go to the Dropbox, and there it is, and then you download it. And I see it here, and I've done this a couple times testing. There'll be a number of WAV files and a couple of scripts. There's the sample pack scripts are basically its script sets up the instrument. So it basically puts these waves into sound resources, and then it publishes those via an event. So the standalone script for the piano can pick them up, and that's how it actually the scripts work together. So once you've gotten the zip file, you unzip it, and then you upload each of these resources, each of the audio files, the WAV files, and the two scripts into Sansar through the upload screen. Once they're there, so for example, you would go here and upload, import. You'd import, let's say you want the audio files, and then you would browse to find those audio files wherever you put them, the WAV files, so for example, and then you'd upload those in inventory. And I've done that already. So if I look at what I've created, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll have the WAV files in here, and I have, if you remember, they're called like Bright Piano. So if I look there underneath A, B, Bright Piano. There's all my Bright Piano samples. And then also the scripts are there. They were the piano scripts, and then the standalone script for the piano. So I would, I'm going to add that script. I go ahead and click the properties, and I find, first of all, the piano the Piano Sample Pack 1 was called. So I gotta find that. It'll probably be up towards the top since this is one of these. Yeah, there it is. And then it comes and says, oh, well, what samples do you want? Well, those will be those 12 or those 8 or 9 bright pianos ones that you downloaded. So it'll take a second to go through these, but you get the idea. You can go ahead and click on all of them and get them all loaded here. And so obviously you could swap out instruments if you wanted to, or swap out samples anyway. Okay, just got a couple more to load. And one more. There we go. So that one's configured. So I've got all my pianos samples ready. Then I add a second one, add a script, and that's where I get the standalone script. So set the properties and go to standalone piano, and then we're done. So now I've configured the piano to be playable. So if we save it, and build it, and visit it, and if I kind of go look over here, I'll turn on the chat window just so you can see some messages coming back and forth nearby. And if I walk over to the piano, it'll trigger the piano to be played. So it says, welcome to the interactive grand piano, and then it also has a listening, to the store that we saw earlier, this page. So that's kind of it. Then I play it, of course. So there you go. There's the grand piano. There's how to get into it. And got any questions, look me up in Discord, or if I'm in the world, be sure to let me know if you have any problems. Thanks a lot.